My name is Francois Asset, and I help people rewire themselves so that they can achieve the best version of themselves. In this video, we're going to look how the CIA used things like hand warmers to reprogram the unconscious minds of hundreds and thousands of individuals. Now, the reason why this is so powerful for us right here is because while they rewire the unconscious minds of thousands of individuals for nefarious bad reasons, we can reverse engineer everything and create the change using the same principle within ourselves. Now, the key of everything is these little hand warmers right here. And I'm going to explain the principle of these hand warmers and how without this, it is impossible to create the change. So during the 1940s, the 1980s, the CIA was extremely involved in brainwashing activities in creating sleeper cell agents, where they would capture individuals, put them in a dark room, and then sometimes bring them back out in a little room where there was an hypnotist person that was there, and they would hypnotize these various subjects. Now, this is very, very well documented. And if you want the documentation, I'm going to put it down below. Now, what they would do when they would bring these individuals out is that they would create hypnotic trances within these people. And when the command, the new identity, was embedded sufficiently enough within these individuals, they would release them into the wild behind enemy lines, and then at the proper time, activate that new personality so that that person would carry out a certain action. Now, the key of everything is these little hand warmers right here. And I'm going to explain the principle of these hand warmers and how without this, it is impossible to create the change. So when the CIA would bring these people in this, room where there was a hypnotist, what the hypnotist would do is that he or she would create what's called a two-step protocol. And that two-step protocol was, first of all, there was a key word that was said or key action that was said, like, it's a sunny day out there, right? Or a tap of the shoulder. That triggers the state. And the second thing that was done is that when the state is triggered, we want to make sure that it is on. And the way they did this is that while there was the hypnotic session, they would put a hand warmer on the hands of the subject. So they would say something like, when the state is on, your hands are warm. They kept on repeating this over and over and over again, creating proof that when their state is on, their hands are warm. The other things that they would do is that they would take a cigarette and they would dip it in some kind of bitter thing and put it in the mouth of the subject when the subject was in trance. And then they said, when the state is on, your cigarettes will taste bitter. So then when the person was out in the wild, right in the field, and the agent came in and said, it's sunny outside. And then he would say, are your hands warm? And if the subject said, no, my hands are not warm, that would mean that the state did not come on. That means the operation doesn't go through. But if they said, yes, my hands are warm, then that means that the state is on and the operation could go through. Now, we can use this very principle in our lives to move forward, to install a new identity, a new belief within ourselves. And this is what we're going to talk about right now. So this little hand warmer serves as proof that the state is on. This is the most important thing to remember. Your conscious and unconscious mind lives in proof. It needs proof that your state is on. Now, the reason why You see your world as, oh my God, I'm poor. Oh my God, I'm unhappy. Oh my God, no one loves me. Oh my God, I'm a bad father. I'm a bad mother. I'm a bad husband. I'm a bad worker. I'm a bad this. I'm a bad that. Is because you've stacked proof that you are this kind of person, or that you believe to be this kind of person. But in fact, there was thousands of other times in your lifetime that proves the opposite. But you had a bias within you. You had a bias that created a proof that you are not this kind of person. Now, this might sound very woohoo, but I want you to understand something very, very clearly. That proof stacking is what created sleeper agents. If it can create sleeper agents, it can change the belief within yourself that you're a good person, that you're a good father, that you're a good mother, that you can be successful, that you are allowed to be successful. If it can create that kind of change, then it can definitely create this for you. So how do we go ahead and we stack proof? By using the exact same principle. So whenever you go through your day, well, I should say there's a little caveat here. There's two ways we can stack these proofs. First of all, I could hypnotize you with a hypnotic track and stack those proof over a few hours. That would work. Or we could do something right here, very easy, that you get to do every day. It takes a bit more time, but it gives you total control. And it shows you how to change your life. And then you can apply this for every area of your life. So I think that the best thing is a combination of both. Yes, having some kind of hypnotic command could be great. I mean, it helps you go forward a little bit faster. But without you being able to do it in the field, i.e. in your everyday life, then you won't be able to progress as much. So without further ado, let's go through the technique, okay? So what we need to do is we need to stack proof that you are that desired person. So let's say that you feel that you are not someone who is deserving of love, okay? You see the world and you say, man, no one loves me. I don't have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. I'm just lonely in general. It feels very lonely. I'm not happy in my life. And you have this belief that you're meant to have no one in your life. You're meant to be sad. So you've had many proofs throughout your life that, people did not answer the phone call, people did not invite you to go to the restaurant, that, your boyfriend or girlfriend broke up with you. You have all of these proofs that stack one on top of the other and made your hands be warm, made proof that you are this kind of person. So now what we need to do is that we need to look at the other way around. All the proofs that we have that we are the kind of person that is loved, that is cared for. So your mom calls you, your dad calls you, your father is the same as your dad, your brother or sister calls you. This is proof that you have love. It might not be the love you want right now, but let's not be selective. In the experiments, they were not selective. They forced the proof upon the subject by putting these hand warmers on. It was artificial proof that was there at first. They embedded it artificially. And this is kind of what we're doing right now. We're cherry picking the things, right? First, we're cherry picking the fact that our mom calls us, that our dad calls us. And if our mom or our dad doesn't call us, maybe they called us when we were younger. Maybe when we were younger, they gave us a birthday party. We had a gift. The Santa Claus came and, Santa Claus was your mom or dad. All of these things are tiny proofs that you're being loved, or that you are loved, or that you have capacity to be loved within you. And so what we do is that we first start remembering all of these things and we start stacking the proofs. That's the first step. That's the easy step. Now the second step is to go in the world and consciously look for proof that we are the desired kind of person, even though our reality denies it. So let me give you an example. Once again, you feel lonely, you feel like no one loves you, and that sucks. And let's go ahead and let's be delusional here, because that's fine. This right here was delusional. Keep this in mind. I'm always going to come back to this little hand warmer, because this is the key. This is the key. This delusion, this fake hand warmth right here is the key to transfer to our waking reality. So let's say that something bad happens. You go ahead and you ask somebody out, a guy or girl, and they say no, right? And you say, oh, there you go. I'm always lonely. Nobody ever wants to be with me. I'm always the lonely person, right? That's your first reaction. Now, your new reaction to build the proof that you're not lonely is the following. Man, I'm so... And by the way, I'm going to swear here, and there's a few reasons why. But I'm going to put some swear words here. You don't need to, but it amplifies, and I can explain a little bit later. So you can say, man, I'm so fucking glad that John or Julie, a lot of G's, did not go out with me. It's good job, because it's proof that there's someone who's better out there for me. I would have liked to go out with them, but the fact that they said no tells me that there's something better on my path, better on my way. If I went out with them and I was attached to that person, I would not have the opportunity to meet my true soulmate. Now, this does sound delusional. I know this sounds delusional. But once again, remember this. This was delusional, right? This was made on purpose to be delusional. This is the key. So you talk to yourself in this delusional way of proving that the fact that this person did not go out with you is proof that you are not lonely, but that you have so much love in your life, because it allows you to meet the person that is meant for you. Now, here's the key. And by the way, I have a book called The Boss Rewire, which is still being written right here. It's right here. I'm still writing the thing right here. It's called Build to Override Survival Scripts. And it goes through how to embed different states into your unconscious mind and uses neuroscience and other elements to really go deep into your unconscious mind and embed these different belief systems so that you can start becoming the best version of yourself. If you're interested in this, just go ahead, reach out, and I have various courses and programs that can help you to, once again, reach your true potential. But the point here is that what we're doing is that we're using, earlier I said, Francois wasn't my name. I'm so fucking proud of you because you didn't go out with John or with Julie, It's because you're meant for more. What we did right there is that we used the first name, right? When we use the first name, we detach ourselves from our reality. We are not attached to the I. The I, when we say I all the time, is I'm so attached to the outcome. What we want to do is that we want to detach from the outcome. And from that detached state with your name, because you're detached when you say your name, and with the swear word, what it does is that it makes your attention look somewhere else, and it allows you to embed the command. Now, during the CIA operation, what they would do is that they would create an enormous amount of stress on the subject. And then they would bring them back into that room when they would hypnotize them. And then they would go slowly and they would be kind with them and embed some various commands. But that stress is similar, very similar to the kind of response that your body has when it hears swear words, like you're so fucking this. It releases what's called neuroperipherins. Now, the person that was in the CIA camps, their stress level was way up high. You're here, okay, with the word fucking. But at least there's some level of stress. We're not going to put it way up high like they did, because that's dangerous and that's not cool, right? But if we can just raise that stress level a little bit, then that hand warmer, that proof, is going to have a lot more chance to get embedded and to create a lasting change within you. So what you do is that, once again, you have this, this event that happens to you. You reframe it by talking to yourself in the third person, tapping yourself in the shoulder with the swear words that is there. You reassure yourself with a tap on the shoulder. And then you embed the new identity by saying, you know, this is so fucking awesome, because this means I'm meant for much more. If I went out with that person, I probably would not be able to meet my soulmate, which is probably the next person I'm going to meet anyways, right? It makes me open. And then what you do by doing this is just stacking the proof. And we do this every day for a month. Do this every day for a month. And at first, it's not going to be easy. But within a week, I'm going to tell you, you're going to be addicted to this proof stacking. It is insanely, first of all, enjoyable, but also insanely powerful. And within a week, you're going to start seeing your entire world change in front of you. Now, here's the problem. In the CIA, for instance, they did not have one session and leave it there with a hand warmer or with the bitter cigarette. They had weeks of these sessions to have really strong embeds. Now, they wanted these people to have a totally different personality, and you don't need to have this kind of power. But if you just do a week, it's not going to last for you for a long time, because once again, that stress level is not high like this. It's like this, right? It's not high. So we don't have the same environment. We don't have the same strength. So we still need a lot of time to embed this identity. But if we are diligent and you do it every day without fail for a month, it's going to be a permanent part of who you are. So don't be tempted to say, okay, after a week I feel good, I'll let it go. No. After a week you feel good, you double down on it, and double down and double down, and keep on confirming this reality. Keep on having this hand warmer on your hands, so that your hands are warm all the time, and so that you become that person permanently. Now, I hope you like this kind of video. If you like this kind of video, please go ahead, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers, and bye for now.